Hello everyone, welcome to the infamous Wall of Shame. Still Johnny Depp, Jack Sparrow edition. This is Retracto 366, which goes to Insider. Insider, headline, Ashley Biden's diary was shopped around a Trump fundraiser in Florida before being purchased for $40,000 ahead of the 2020 election. One Kelsey Vlamis was forced to retract/update. Kelsey, an insider, said we sued the New York Times to stop them from publishing our legal memos. That's factually incorrect, wrong. We sued them for defamation and got past motion to dismiss. And then they proceeded to publish the other litigants' privileged communications in that very litigation. And that is why that's sanctioned conduct, and that is why you're forced to print a retracto. You get nothing. No, you actually do get something. You get an alpaca. Cue the Retracto theme song. So in this Insider article, Kelsey Vlamis, that's her name, writes, quote, "The New York Times and Project Veritas are also wrapped up in a legal battle that has implications for press freedom. Project Veritas sued the newspaper to block it from publishing internal memos belonging to the group. A judge in December temporarily barred the Times from publishing the materials." That just factually isn't the case. In the United States, you're not allowed to just defame somebody. That's why it's called defamation. There's an actual malice standard for public figures such as myself. You have to prove that standard. Oftentimes, newspapers and journalists can defame anybody and get away with it. Well, evidently not in our case, or in Johnny Depp's case, but in our case, we sued the New York Times for defamation for saying that we made a deceptive video, part of a coordinated disinformation campaign. We're not sure what the coordinated disinformation actually was. They said that we embargoed the materials with people ahead of time. That's what all journalists should do. So we sued them for defamation, getting past motion to dismiss. In that lawsuit, the New York Times said in the answer to our defamation lawsuit that they never called anybody for comment. They actually admitted in the answer to our defamation complaint they got the facts wrong. They said the statute prohibiting ballot harvesting was merely delayed, it wasn't suspended, and they still have yet to correct the article. What is that if not coordinated disinformation and deception, when you literally contradict yourself in court and you still haven't corrected the article? So all of this happens, and the Insider has the conceit, the gall, to say that my suing that newspaper has implications for press freedom. And then, after the FBI raids our home, by the way, Kelsey, that's the actual thing that has implications for press freedom, when men with guns point them at you and take your reporter notebooks with all your sources inside, that's the thing that actually has implications for press freedom. But you don't say that. You say that my suing the Times has implications for press freedom. And then you say a judge temporarily barred the New York Times from publishing the materials. But Kelsey was forced to correct, retract, whatever nomenclature you want to use. She got it wrong. The Times and Project Veritas are also wrapped up in a legal battle that has implications for press freedom. There's the implications for press freedom part. Let's see what she says next. As part of a defamation suit against the Times, that's right. As part of a defamation lawsuit against the Times filed by Project Veritas, a judge temporarily blocked the Times from publishing internal memos belonging to the group the Times is appealing the decision. Here's the two things that Kelsey selectively edited out of that paragraph. A, the judge temporarily blocked the Times from publishing internal memos authored by the very lawyers representing us in the New York Times lawsuit. If I did that, a judge would rule against me and y'all would be singing the judge's praises. But of course, justice doesn't matter. Rule of law doesn't matter. No, it's whose quote-unquote team you're on. The other thing that Kelsey selectively edited out of her explanation was just how horrible this defamation was. See, the New York Times reported in their print edition, in their A section, that the Minnesota law, the videos that we published showing ballot harvesting, bragging about breaking the law and getting away with it, well, the New York Times reported that the crime that they were committing was suspended. But then in court, when pressed by our lawyers, and when they were forced by the judge to answer our complaint, no, the New York Times changed their story. And then they said the law was not suspended, it was merely delayed. There was a delaying of the enforcement of the law, meaning that what we showed actually was a crime. And the New York Times literally contradicted what they wrote in their newspaper when they went to court, and they still have yet to correct the article. Imagine, Kelsey, if you put all that in your little paragraph. Imagine if you wrote that down so your readers could actually understand what this case is actually about. But no, you didn't do any of that. You wrote, Project Veritas sued the newspaper to block it from publishing memos. Do you understand just how much disinformation that actually is? Maybe that's why you, quote unquote, journalists say the stuff you say, because you do quite literally the very evil banality that you accuse everyone else of doing. I would never behave this way, but you accuse me of doing these things because that's what you yourself do, and you do it each and every single day. But there are laws against defamation, as we are learning from our friend Johnny Depp. You just can't make this shit up. And this is the 366th time? The 366th time that I have to do this ridiculous stand-up routine in front of this wall of shame. Nothing ever happens. Something actually is happening. They actually forced to print an update, and we're sending them an alpaca, and they'll get a care package, the contents of which remain secret. The only people who can see the contents of the care package that we're sending is the actual recipient of the alpaca, and we hope that this becomes such a big deal that they take a picture of it and share it with the world. Because actually the accountability that you seek is not to incarcerate your opponents or to make them pay money, which they have plenty of. The accountability the people that watching these videos seek is actually transparency. That's what you want to see happen to these people, and that's precisely what this little guy represents. All of this could have been avoided if you just did your job and you stopped projecting onto me everything that you are. And until which time, we'll continue making these videos. Stay tuned. And Kelsey Vlamis, reach out to me anytime. I'd love to hear your thoughts.